Hi guys, and welcome to Darcy Untouched. I'm Matt. How are you doing? And the reason I'm doing my videos like this now is because this is what my mic looks like. It's meant to sort of be more, sort of look more like that. It's meant to have this bit over this side. Yeah, my mic's not too happy at the moment, so I bought a new one. And yeah, this one's pretty good, except for the fact that it's fucking broken already. There's the camera. Can you see that? It's ridiculous. So that's gone. And so now I'm doing them like this until I get a new mic, which I don't know when that will be. Also, I'm recording this on my shitty little notebook laptop thing. God, I look stoned. And yeah, my shitty little notebook thing is shitty and little. Moving on. Today I thought I would bring you a little talk on the fact that you are all alone in the universe. Yes, you. And the fact that you just perceive free will. And they tie in together. There's a theory in quantum mechanics, quantum physics, that is, for every action that has happened in some other universe it hasn't. And it's stem theory, or I had it explained to me as like a leaf theory, because it looks like a leaf. You've got one universe that goes up the top, and for every action that doesn't happen, you get one stemming off to the side. For every action that does happen, you get a thing stemming off to the other side. So let's say in this universe, you're born, so it goes off this way. And then as you're born, this has now become the universe going that way, you die as a young infant, and so it goes off into that direction. But let's say you don't die as a young infant, and so on and so forth. And so it sort of just keeps going out in all different directions, and you get all different combinations. And you know how on some science TV shows they travel to other dimensions where, 500 years ago this didn't happen, so now everyone has 3 legs. It's that sort of thing. But which one is the real one? Which one do you perceive? And I don't know. I haven't thought about it that much. But what I have thought about is that for every time the universe splits in two as to what could or could not happen, your consciousness has to follow one of them. So for this universe, obviously I did make it past being an infant. So therefore, my consciousness has gone from me being born, me surviving infancy, me surviving high school. Well, I'm still in high school. I don't think I will survive it. I'm failing something shocking. But yeah, so my consciousness has followed that path. If my consciousness has followed that path, it's safe to assume that someone else's consciousness has followed their path. So, to them, they could end up living for 1 billion years, or they could end up living for 5, and then their consciousness stops. So if their consciousness has stopped, if their thinking has stopped, they no longer are part of the universe, they are no longer existing, then when I look at them in my universe where they're still alive because their consciousness hasn't followed into this one, when I look at them, they're not actually there. That's not them. That's an empty shell. That is an impression that they have left in the universal pool, and that is what this universe has perceived them to be. So that's what I perceive them to be. they're not actually there. So let's put it this way. If you're talking to your best friend, now your consciousness has followed you through being born, your first birthday, your second birthday, blah blah blah. Every action that's happened in your life that you can remember is what your consciousness has followed. If something else happened, like if you got hit by a car when you were 6, then that's when, well, obviously you wouldn't be watching this, but if your consciousness was in a universe where that did happen, every other one of you, it is safe to say, does not think. You're an impression. So to my universe, my best friend, who I'm sitting talking to, no I'm not, but if I were talking to my best friend, his consciousness said that he'd been hit by a car. Therefore, I'm not actually talking to my best friend. I'm talking to an impression left by the universe, and I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to a vision. He's not actually thinking. He's going on whatever the universe is telling him to do. Now, when I say whatever the universe is telling him to, I mean that in this sort of ties into the free will thing. You have no free will because your consciousness follows whatever it is that you're doing as such. So, instead of, so you perceive free will is what I'm trying to say. This is really hard for me to say, so sorry if it's coming out oh shit and all. Okay, but let's say that you are you're sitting there and someone says, hey, come with me and get a coffee, and someone else says, no, come with me, I'm going down the street to get lunch. Now, you perceive your free will, so if you are hungry, you'd probably go with the guy and get lunch. If you're not hungry, you'd probably go with the guy and get coffee. In the other universe, you have done the opposite action. So there was no free will, you had no choice, you had to do one of those actions. There is 100% chance that you have done one of those actions somewhere. That's not free will. The free will comes in when your consciousness follows the path that of the choice you made. That's still not free will, that's perceived free will. So that's like saying, I'm giving you the choice out of this red apple or this banana. That's not free will because you don't have a green apple there, so you can't choose the green apple. You are not free to choose that green apple. You have the choice out of the red apple or the banana. So I hope you understand, because I kind of do. It's my thinking. My cat's scratching at the door, if you can hear that. So I hope you've stayed through to this part. I hope I haven't been all blah 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 blah, and you've been like, next. And if you have any questions, please ask me. I'll probably redo this video at some point. I'm tired as hell. I'm sick as hell. I've taken the last week off school, and I'm about to do a video about that. So, have fun, guys. This has been 9 minutes with Mr. Matt. With Mr. Matt, that's my other channel. Don't go to that. That sucks. This has been Darcy Untouched, philosophy on free will and consciousness by Matt.